Now, with this, let's shift our focus to one of my personal favorite dimension for at least today's discussion, because so far what we have talked about is coming from quote unquote so-called pure science. Now, people have this misconception in mind that, okay, I am studying PCB, physics, chemistry, biology. Do I need to learn AI, whether AI will matter, right, to my education, my career growth? That's something what we need to bust, right? That's a myth. Now, recently I was right taking a session in Maulana Azad College for the zoology students, right? And trust me, they are kind of overwhelmed having seen the importance of AI in their area, because when we started the conversation, they were kind of right skeptical. They were kind of right taking a backseat. Oh, what will I learn? Right, something like that. But later, when they did the workshop, when they understood the prompt engineering, how they can apply that in their area, they were kind of overwhelmed. So their kind of matter of shyness, the anxiety, the insecurity was completely going away. So the time has come where we should encourage the people, irrespective of the domain, whether it's a humanities domain or a commerce domain or biology domain, right? So AI is going to be very important. Now, with this, I'll come back to Professor Lahiri, right, where we talk about where AI meets biotechnology, transforming healthcare and life sciences. Now, AI is no longer confined to software, right? As I just said, it is rapidly transforming biotechnology by accelerating drug discovery. In fact, healthcare, we are seeing immense potential, right, for the AI. And I'm sure, right, if we were not only exploring AI in the last 2 or 3 years, it has been there for the last decades or more. Now, enabling precision medicine, improving disease diagnosis, advancing genomics, and supporting personalized healthcare. So, from AI assisted medical imaging to protein structure prediction and synthetic biology, the convergence of biology, data science, and AI is opening up a entirely new possibilities. So, India is also expanding investment in biotechnology, digital health, vaccine research, and biomanufacturing, creating exciting career opportunities for the next generation. So, my question to you, Professor Lahiri, that the convergence of AI and biotechnology is accelerating breakthroughs in the healthcare, drug discovery, and genomics. What are some exciting developments students should be aware of? Would you like to explain?
Uh, Thank you, Mr. Pal, for the wonderful question. So, at present times, with the invention of artificial intelligence, biotechnology has been a very profound subject where there is a huge implementation of artificial intelligence. Now, why I'm talking about this? Because I, as a teacher, often come to a question from the students: what is the use of artificial intelligence in biological science? So, there was a myth that biological science is a subject where you need to mug and you need to vomit. So, this myth has gone totally, because it has been observed at present times most of the engineering fields, science fields are working on biological data sets.
Agree.
It's computer science people, other mechanical engineering people, they are working on biological sciences. And what are they working on? They are working on the data generated from the wet lab, and that data is being fitted to a model for prediction of some output. So this concept is very much needed for biological science students also, because at first, let me start with the concept of drug discovery. Now, when initially this discovering of drugs required a lot of time, it's a time cumbersome process, because I know people who started their drug discovery work in the early career. When they are in the fag end of their service life, they are still in the process of drug discovery, because with every drug there are success failures at every point of time. But
Right.
with the AI we can screen millions of drug in a small period of time,
True.
where we can come to a understanding, okay, out of millions of drug, I can work with 50 drugs in my wet lab data.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are screening from millions to 50, that means I am saving I am being economical, because every millions of drugs requires a huge amount of money involved, where we need in the process of screening. Similarly, when we are talking about, as we all know from the Human Genome Project, where we started sequencing trillions of base pairs. And this trillions of base pair sequencing requires a very long period of time. And what happens with the AI tool, we can make the process in a shorter span of time.
True.
Similarly, when I work in the field of antimicrobial resistance,
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen recently one of my article came up, and it's gaining a huge follow up with the article, where I worked on the proteins which are causing the antimicrobial resistance in the bacterial cells.
Excellent.
And there are large number of proteins which are present in the bacterial cells, which are responsible for the development of resistance against the conventional drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the challenge of the healthcare sectors, that with the development of resistance in conventional drugs, and we have already seen a pandemic, and the upcoming pandemic is a pandemic for antimicrobial resistance. And that is
Mm-hmm.
more harsh, because there won't be any drugs to treat the person, because the people are showing resistance to the conventional drugs. And hence, this artificial intelligence is the process by which we are able to screen the proteins those are responsible for the development of antimicrobial resistance. And with the identification of the proteins, the researchers who are working in the alternative therapeutics at present, with the government of India initiative of Ayush and other
Mm.
alternative therapeutic systems, we can use some alternative therapeutics where these proteins can be acted on. That's why at present times the use of natural compounds, the use of natural therapeutics are again starting coming up, because as we the drugs which are being used conventionally is already showing resistance, we need to have some alternative strategies. And this alternative strategies is the compounds being obtained from the natural systems. And this natural system compounds can be used for the purpose of alternative therapeutics. That's why in this screening process, in this understanding process, the AI has been is working as a very important tool.
Mm.
So when I work with my PhD and postdocs, I
Mm-hmm.
often find this question, that how to implement AI, because AI is a, I always say it is a facilitator. It's
Correct.
not a process, it's not a dependence. So
Right.
you should be use AI as a facilitator of my process. So when we are talking about facilitator is means what? Who is making a journey easier.
Right.
But I should not depend entirely on the facilitator to
Facilitated and
make the
enabler
journey.
as well, right? To some extent, to
Yeah,
enabler
surely,
also. Yeah.
absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
enabler. So in this process, why am I talking? Because when we are identifying protein, for example, I can identify protein by wet lab data. There are several database, biological database available, from where we are find out data of find out protein depending upon the work we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But when if I give a prompt in any of the AI tool to give me some of the proteins
Mm-hmm.
which are antimicrobial resistant, but sometimes the AI tool does not have that knowledge, that okay, this protein, they might give you a set of proteins, but all the proteins might not be of work of interest. So
Absolutely.
that's why this dependence on AI is something we need to make the AI, as we discussed, enabler, as a facilitator to the journey of research in the biological science.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Wonderfully articulated, sir. Thank you so much. So, with this, right, great introduction to the understanding of right AI in the electronics, telecommunication, optics, or photonics rather, and then of course computer science and the biotechnology. Brilliant. Now, as we head towards the, I know, right, we were all very passionate about, right, sharing the, right, I would not say dependence, but as he rightly mentioned, right, the facilitator or enabler, right, in the respective area. So as we move to the second round, I would just request you to just keep your question, keep your answer a little short, around 2 to 3 minutes, so that we have a right. I'm sure like there'll be a lot of questions coming in the Q&A round.